Testing. Okay. My mic finally works. Yippee! Hello, good morning. Is YouTube chat still broken? I'm guessing it is. You have to, so it looks like if you were to write any words in other languages, your chat will appear, your message will appear in YouTube chat. But otherwise, it is very much broken, or it was very much broken yesterday. Did they fix it? I'm guessing if they fixed it. Ark could get an arc and ride the arc to get an arc on an arc. That is true. I could. Very true words. But it's never gonna happen. Arcs are expensive. Hello. Also, congrats on getting first, Vess. Okay, yeah, is it? Am I going crazy? I might be going crazy. Okay, let's arc the fields, yes. We're arcing the fields. My cat really wants to play right now. This is the worst time, my dude. I just started stream. You can't just come in here and demand attention. Yes? You want to yell on stream? Here you are. Hello, Luffy. You want to say hi? You want to nya? Now he decides to be quiet. He's like right next to the mic now. Now you want to be really quiet. Now you don't want to start yelling anymore. Why? That's fine. Oh, it's really strange because with this little guy, he is usually he hates being held and he hates cuddles, but he's not complaining, right? He's not complaining at all. He's struggling to find an exit though. It's okay, he can stay here for a while. You gotta yell louder than that. You gotta yell louder. Get into the mic. Oh, now he's on the desk. Oh, okay, don't knock anything over. Bye. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna try to calm him down. Here, have some. There we go. Okay, I gave him some food. He should be very happy now. You can't call your cats little guys, why not? But he is a little guy. He did kill me. He did kill me. He pressed on my mouse button while I was hovering over something else. Ark Cat as VR? What is Ark Cat as VR? Remove the noise filter. No, he just removed me. That's all he did, he just removed me. I'm like, why is this music so epic? And I realized that I have Enfield playing right now. I have Enfield launched. Is there a docs button? There's no docs button. It's not that easy. It's not that easy, guys. It takes a lot more than just one button to dox me. Maybe one day. One day we'll have Cat Ark VR. The day is not today, though. CG Designs, hello, welcome in. There was this one time when Was it like a cat doxing moment? Your cat gets added as a new VTuber, it gets more subs than you. I actually think that if I were to stop streaming as me, and if the entire stream was just cat cam, he would get more subs than me. 100%. Like, not even kidding. I don't think I'm that entertaining. I think my cat's more entertaining than me. Way back for like 1 or 2 seconds. When? Doxing. Although I can't remember what it was. It might have been my emails. I think it might have been my emails, and then I had to like delete the VOD. You could have monetized or humping. They actually don't hump that often. They hump sometimes. It was either, yeah, I think it was definitely my emails, because we had the, what's it called, like a Windows capture of my browser because we were looking through stuff, and I didn't have a private browser up, but I always have my emails up, so it was just like in the tabs that it accidentally tabbed over to it. You mean like the Babiniku? You actually, I feel like you can't really dox your face on stream. Like, it's almost as near impossible. Unless you actually have your own personal camera with like the camera settings set up onto your stream yourself. So you would have to do it on purpose. Dox the White House. I already know where it is. Yeah, it doesn't matter. My face is already out there. It's too late. You don't use a separate program for your emails? No, because I really hate the Outlook application. And that's the only one I know of. It's only Outlook. So, no, it's too slow for me. I don't like Outlook. So I just end up using Gmail. Like the Gmail on browser. Yeah, okay, we already doxed it. Yeah, the White House is in the USA or the United States of America. Exactly. You don't need my help. Like, I have no information for you in order for you to dox the White House. I read VTS doesn't send your face data. Yeah, it doesn't. And they use a different tracking. So, like, even, they don't actually track your face. And same with a lot of other face tracking applications out there. They don't take your face. They take like points of your face. So for example, they read where my eyes are located, where my mouth is located, where my face is located, but they don't take, like, so they take the location data of your face, but they don't actually take the full image of it. So there's never going to be a time when I would dox it because it's just not there. Like, the data's just not there. Take your face. Yeah, I'm gonna rip it off of your face and just plaster it on my own. Hi, Zakaru. Wonder why they don't use your first username here? Good one. Yeah, I don't know. It's always my middle name. Why? Guys, how do you guys feel if I were to rebrand? If I were to change my username to something else, how would you guys feel? So I'm still like on the edge of it, on the borders of a name change. So I'll give you guys what the name is. For anybody who's like not here, sorry, you were going to miss it. Nexobog, thank you for the 7 months of support. Yippee! Yeah, it's gonna be Arkaya, so it's gonna be Arkaia. Not a fan of the son of rebrands, but you do what you want to do. No, this is what I want. I want you guys to tell me if you want it, if you like it, or if you don't like it. Because I know for a fact that if I were to rebrand, it's gonna be difficult to find me again. But what's going to happen is that it will be easier to find me in the future because of the lack of underscores. Because I've heard complaints that like when I changed it from Dreamy X-Ark to X_Ark underscore Cressix, it was really difficult to find me, and everyone kept complaining that I just was not searchable. But I will still be Ark. I will still be Ark. It sounds like RKO. Are you gonna roundhouse someone? Not Arkia, Arkaya. Go for it. You like the current name because of aesthetics of the underscores. Yeah, because every time you search up Ark, you're like, what if I want to look for, you know, Ark's Twitter account? And you can't just type in Ark. You can't type in X-Ark because it doesn't... You're still going to get like Ark Survival. Yeah, the amount of people who try to reach me cannot reach me. Like, I can still keep like Arkaya underscore, but it has to be... It cannot be X, it cannot be Ark, and it... I think the only way you can find me is if you were to type in Cressix, but nobody types in Cressix. Server side takes tracking, moves our tower, client side takes tracking, and that's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it does for VTube Studios. Hello, Ramo. Welcome in. Okay, so a majority you guys are saying yes, I think. I will probably rebrand like on my birthday or something when we release a 2.0 and I can finally sunset this version of me. And then you'll never see me ever again. A completely new face and a completely new name. RP shooter. What? Okay. What are we doing today? Yeah, we are going to go 2.0 on your birthday. Probably. If things are working out as expected, 2.0 will probably happen on my birthday. Yeah, no XXX underscore arc underscore Cressix XXX. That is a MySpace name. That is not a name that you can search up. It's the most difficult to find. It is very difficult. I have to get rid of all of my business cards though, which, you know what? It's whatever. It's fine. I'll just reorder new ones. I'll design new ones. I think my design skills has gotten better over time as well. Ark's plays. That would kind of work as well. But I don't like anything involving VT or plays or anything else in my name. The Penguin of Doom. The what? We'll still keep X underscore. X underscore Arkaya. How about that? That way you guys can still keep the X. We can still be the X-Ark. Arkra. Okra? Alright, let's go over here. Ark's Knight. Ark Knight. Where is it? Oh, the screen's really big. Why? Let's make it a little smaller. Ark Knight Enfield. What a great name. No, that's too much, guys. This sounds too much like a certain game that we're playing right now. Ugh. I am dying today. How is Ark Knights treating you? Hello, Cronuts. It is good so far. I'm enjoying the gameplay. I have not logged in for an entire week, but I have been enjoying the gameplay quite a bit. It's one of those games where I feel like it doesn't really require me to log in all the time, and so I haven't really been logging in. And I mean, I treat every single gacha game the same. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's Yvonne's banner. I didn't even realize that the banner has changed. Like, what have we got here? More fortune rewards? From like a week ago?
Better now.
Alright, there's a lot of stuff that is this a survey? Extended version experience survey. And then you get more or a barrel. And the thing is, I don't even... Okay. I have a free 10 pull, guys. Do I just do it anyway? Did you grind LC yet? I didn't. I didn't. You're gonna ask me every day? Okay, I kind of need a reminder. Right? I actually don't need her because I have her already. I got her on my... I lost my first 50-50 with Levitain. And I got Yvonne. So, I really don't... I'd probably just want someone from the standard banner. Probably the only people I don't have right now is Last Right and Li Feng. So alright, let's do it. Please make me lose the 50-50. Please lose the 50-50! Okay, that was just a regular 5-star. Who are you? I'm just gonna skip this. There's no pity in this game. There is a pity. It's a very big pity though, like a very long pity. There's my boy Catcher.
Anta of Opsi Santa.
Antel's so cool.
Well,
Okay, we got a Aviwena. Not bad. Arsenal exchange. Can I do a 10 pull? No, I cannot. You know what? That's fine. I don't need the weapon anyway. Who needs the weapon? Not me. Should I keep going, guys? Should I do like one more? Should I do... I have so much currency. And then if I were to do one more 10 pull, I can get... Maybe I can get enough for one 10 pull in the Arsenal exchange. Right? Do it? Alright, let's go. Please get me something good. No. No! There's more banners? Of course there is. But do I look like a person who saves? No. Nah, I love single pulling.
Always believed.
Perlica. So it's actually two 10 pulls that I need to do. Snowshine. Oh, we got Snowshine and Perlica. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, okay, hold on. Can I do it now? God damn it! We're so close. Okay. Anything here? Nothing here. Anything here? Nothing here. I might as well... I mean... Okay, I can't even afford this. Is it March yet? It's not March yet. Anyways. Oh, hold on. This is why I AFK here. So every time I log back in, I don't have to walk here again. I am lazy. Okay, where are we? What are we doing? We are going... Checking to see if I can get anything from Arsenal. Week 4, week 5, week 4. I really don't think there is. I have to do weeklies. Why not one more 10 pull? I have to save. See, one 10 pull costs quite a bit of money for currency. You can exchange the shop currency with dupes. Wait, what? I have so many. Hold on. Hold on. What do you mean I can exchange shop current? No, that's not it. N? N? So I have like a whole bunch of these right now. And it looks like... How do I do it? Where do I go? What, like, I have 52 of these. I'm gonna end up with like hundreds. Is it in the shop? What is this? Hold on, use. Wait, I can open all of it. Hold on. F5, where you saw 5 pulls. 5 pulls. 5 pulls? Quota exchange. Oh, I mean, I can get these ones. AIC. And then... Oh, I never knew I could do this. Oh my goodness. Oh, cool. Okay, which means that I can get these ones. This is T credits. Okay. All right. Yeah, brain unlocked. And I can also, I guess I can get these as well. I might as well just get one. You can get it from bond quota too. That was the thing that I just did, right? I'm not sure what the names are, but it was, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go. One more 10 pull. All right. I'm sweating. This is the last one that I can do. I think. Ugh.
Catcher. Optim Z7.
Catcher.
My role.
Catcher's so cool. And then we got Mr. Wolfguard. But it means that I can do this. This is actually quite pricey, is what I realized. I really want... Like, okay, the thing is, I don't even use Yvonne. I don't use Yvonne. But I do use Gilberta. And I'm already like halfway through. I only need 4 more issues left. I might as well just finish this. Let's finish this one. Alright, please. For streamer luck, I have no streamer luck with Enfield. I do not have any streamer luck here. But today, maybe we can get lucky. Why is chat in the bottom? Why not? We have combined YouTube chat and Twitch chat together, but right now, YouTube chat is... YouTube experiencing a bug, apparently, where they're banning English from chat. I don't know if they're still doing that, but... it's been happening last night. You thought it's because they're a bottom? Anyways, here it goes. Let's do it. I love these little guys. They're so funny. The little drones. Okay, we got 2 things, but they're not 6 stars. We can check. Oh, there we go. All right, another finishing call. Yeah, this is definitely not streamer luck. It's okay. I didn't need it anyway. Who needs it anyway? Not me. Go back. Okay. Goodbye, Yvonne. Goodbye. Let's actually go over Yvonne, since she is pretty new.
Still waiting for something?
I would love to go over the archives of Yvonne.
Over here and...
I actually think no, I did go through her already. Start training. Here we go.
Data sync complete. I'm ready to go at any...
Rest in peace, Moogie, for speaking English in YouTube chat. No, they're banning like the actual messages, not like the people. So Moogie is fine. Moogie, you're okay. You won't get banned on YouTube. What? 50 more pulls? We can do more weapons? Miggy, are you going to fund the 50 polls? Is that what's gonna happen? Where are the 50 polls coming from? Also, good morning. Alright. Yvonne's battle skill. Yvonne's battle skill can consume all cryo infliction and nature infliction stacks from the target, forcibly applies solidification, and deals cryo damage based on the number of stacks consumed. So her battle skill is what they're saying, which means that I have to first inflict cryo on the enemy. Hold on. By doing that. And then we use... Excuse me? Oh, right, okay. The first battle skill was from Estelle, whatever her name was. I understand. I'm like, wait, I haven't played this game in so long. I forgot that the characters only have one battle skill. I was like, there's no way both of them belong to Yvonne. But no, it's just one. It's literally just one. Yeah, combo time. With the talent barrage of technology unlocked, when Yvonne's battle skill triggers solidification, her next basic skill will be a final strike instead. Oh, okay. Oh, so she's kind of like an SP generator almost. So I just do that and then I just shoot. Oh, she's really good at combos then. Wait, that actually feels kind of nice. Like, I didn't really understand Yvonne's playstyle before, which is why I didn't really use her. Because for me, in my head, she was just kind of like, you know, shoot with guns and that was it. But you really have to time her battle skills. The price of weapon pulls have been one of the biggest criticisms for the gadget system. Yeah, it is. It really is. If only it was like 10 to 10, right? Like a ratio of 1 to 1, then it would make sense. But it's not. It's kind of like you have to pull, I don't know how many times, like three 10 pulls for like one tempo in the weapon banner, and there needs to be a way for us to be able to get more of the arsenal currency, because right now we're kind of limited. The letter X is just the letter K, but got kicked me back, and sorry for all the good pickup lines you're taking, but you aren't. Welcome in, edible teratoma. American Dream with the guns, just a whole bunch of pew pew. Hello, God hands. Okay, let's try this again. So, battle skill, final strike, and then a combo, and then the combos. Ooh, that's kind of fun. Maybe I should start leveling her up. Yvonne's ultimate enhances her basic attacks. Yvonne's last basic attack before her ultimate ends will be a final strike that deals massive cryo damage. If the enemy is solidified, the final hit also deals additional cryo damage, then consumes the said enemy's solidification. I am confused over Endman's crystal and freeze, because the freeze in this game, like frozen, it's not called frozen anymore. The term has changed. It's called solidification. And I don't know why they decided to name it this way, because I'm like, you could add the word ice or frozen or freeze into the name itself, but no, it's like solidification. But there's like crystallization is kind of also like solidification. That's crystallization, right? Anyways. Dual wielding is not a realistic skill to learn. Wait, why not? You're telling me you can't dual wield? Holy moly, that's a lot of damage. Okay, yeah, maybe I should be leveling her up. I've had her since the beginning of this game, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna use her. Because I really don't like the color pink. I think she's a cute character, but pink was just not for me. What about like... What is like using 3 weapons in a row? Yeah, that's a shit ton of damage. I've never seen that before. Where is she? Where is Yvonne?
Originium will carve a path for us. Behave, Frosty.
I wonder if it's because I also need to get her weapon as well.
So, does this promotion mean I can get a bigger lab?
No, Yvonne, you won't get a bigger lab. You're fine. I mean, it's just... The lab is fine. Freezing point against enemies with active cryo infliction gains critical damage, dealing 10%. More effect is doubled against enemies with solidification. So you want her on a freeze team. Freeze with nature.
Give me a proper
But
challenge.
mostly like an ice team, a cryo team. Can I? Do we have enough here? I do not.
I was fast forwarding through everything. I learned fast, so makes no difference.
Okay. Now I kind of want her weapon. Maybe I'm like, I should have pulled on the other weapon. But if there's weapon pity, then I might as well just finish one first. And it's kind of nice, actually, the fact that they kind of keep... Not kind of, they do. They keep the arsenal banners up. For, what, like three banner runs? So you can still get them. So in a way, it's not too bad as long as you're prioritizing your currency, which is what I wasn't doing because what the hell was this? Like, what is this? I shouldn't have even bothered rolling on this weapon because I wasn't planning on using levitate anyway. Yeah, 2 more banners to get her weapon. Exactly. So it's not too bad. You got Yvonne. Yeah, I got Yvonne on day 1 of Enfield. I lost my 50-50. I lost my 50-50 in levitating, so I ended up just getting her. And now I'm just pulling for the sake of pulling. What does it mean by 10 urgent recruitment for free? Well, anyway, since it's for free, we know we might as well. For free? Okay. I don't know, this doesn't look like it's red. Yeah, I don't think we got anyone here. So streamer luck is not real.
Got anything to say?
Streamer luck is fake. Everyone and Perlica. Now this makes me want to pull for more because, you know, sunk cost fallacy. If only I can just do single pulls. If only I can just do single pulls here. That would be so much better. Okay, don't look at the shop. Don't get tempted. Reminder to myself that I am a broke bitch.
You might find that.
Okay. Let's go in here.
Originium will carve a path.
I did say we're gonna go over some weapons today. We're gonna take a look at some of the weapon lore so that you guys don't have to read it. Let's go into the screen. The 10 free doesn't count for pity, I believe. Whatever. I have you fun anyway. It's fine. The pity doesn't really carry over, does it? Money is temporary. Gacha is forever. I'd say it's the opposite. Yeah, weapons do have lore. We were going over weapon lore last stream, and we didn't get to go through all of them. This is why today we're going to go through more, because I doubt anybody here in this chat right now is going to be reading weapon lore. And only I will be. I'm only interested in the archives and the story of Enfield through all of the lore excerpts and not necessarily the main story. I think the main story itself is lacking in a lot of ways. And all the good stories are hidden behind the actual profiles of the weapons and the characters. You would read weapon lore. They have some really good stories. I think my favorite so far has probably... No, a few of them are pretty good. I actually think... So Enman's weapon was really fun. You get to learn about... I'm going to assume it's previous administrator. Where they just got really freaking depressed, threw their family heirloom into a well, and then that sprung Originium. That was the source of Originium. So we got to learn about how Originium became what it was through the sword, through the lore of the sword, which they could have just shoved into anywhere else. They didn't have to put it into the sword's lore, but they're like, yeah, we're gonna put it in here. And like, nobody's gonna find it. Nobody's gonna find it. I might have read them if I knew they existed without you reading them. Yeah, like, nobody... Okay, here's the problem, right? Is that when you go into the character screens here, and you go here, and you look on this screen, nowhere on this screen does it tell you that the sword or the weapons themselves have a profile, right? There's no button. In order to get to it, you have to go through here, or I guess the archives, but like, this is where I access it. Go into details, and then go into the files. Hello, Soy Boy, welcome in. Right? Is this? And they're pretty long stories. They're pretty good stories. And every single weapon has its own story. Release the files. So we went through Enman's last time. We went through Dreams of the Starry Beach. I expected a really cute story from this one specifically, but it was not cute. It was about the CEO and his competitor and how they formed the company that made this weapon. Dreams of the Starry Beach. What was it called again? Let's see. Yeah, the company was called Miensko Industries. And there's two pages. There's this page right here, which you think that it would have a button to access the lore page, right? But there isn't. And at first, when I first started this game, I was like, wow, I wish that there was more to the weapons because this is really boring. Like, all we get is a product from the Elite series of Miensko Industries. The weapon offers excellent original arts, conductance, making it more practical than other fashionable pieces that focus on style over substance. And you go, but it looks like you could have more attached to this weapon and not just like this like just one sentence or two sentences for it, until I actually just went into here and I was like, wait, hold on, there's another button. There's a separate button with like a whole ass story. Scotch Linton, hello, welcome in. Scotch, is that you, Scotchy? Scotchington. Okay. We also went through Pogranishniks. We also went through... Which one was it? There was a really good 5-star weapon. Okay, arc lights. This one was probably my favorite. 12 questions. Because they actually tell you exactly why they named this weapon 12 questions. So we actually got to see the 12 questions in the lore. Having to back out for is silly, right? Why isn't everything in one screen and on one screen? Weird. Sorry, Danish. All of the commands still doesn't work. Yeah, I didn't have time to add it in yesterday. I was working on stuff. I was going to. 12 questions as to why. See, if you guys want a TLDR, right? It's basically the person who made the weapon who was talking to the Landbreakers, the Hanabit Circuit person, or Arclight's mentor was talking to this the Sand Reavers or of the Land Breakers. And it's basically a whole bunch of questions that she asks them. It is a very pretty blade, you're right. I really like this one. This one has a lot of character. And that makes me appreciate some of these weapons a lot more, because now all of them have a reason as to why they're designed a certain way, right? Like this one is very much Hanabit circuitry, Hanabit circuit-like. They do have baggage. And I'm sort of curious about this one, so I think we're gonna go and read about Oblivion. Because why the hell is it called Oblivion? And I actually don't know if this was designed for for one specific character in mind. Which is, I'm not gonna pull up my expectations too high, just because I feel like the ones that are designed for this specific characters probably have prioritized stories. Like this one. This one was really good. I might read everyone as later. Coherence, whatever. Cohesive, what? And what back? Cohesive traction. But let's go over here. This one. The arts weapon. Twilight humiliation. Is this a Twilight weapon? Is it? Oh yeah, it's developed by the Witching Hour. So all of the Witching Hour ones, I'm going to assume are a little strange. Like the one that we saw over here from last stream, it was some guy going, he was having hallucinations of suffering. It seems capable of ripping wails of anguish out of the realms of dreams. So I'm going to assume that this one will also give us a similar story. The rest of the unit was constructed using an unknown material. Can this really be built on Talos 2? Huh. It does kind of look alien-like. Here it is. Basic info. I lived in a small village before I became an Enfielder. It was more like a makeshift camp. Both the UWST and CGCC had plans to develop the surrounding region. The area was jointly managed by the two organizations, and we all had all sorts of people. Despite the shoddiness of the place, it was lively and boisterous. I remember a particular evening when I saw a few Sarkaz squatting in front of the door of my cabin and munching on their rations. They were members of the UWST crew, but none of them had their shirts on and bared their stocky bodies to the wind. All of them were typical Sarkaz, oropathy positive, and capable of wielding the arts. They were my people. When they saw me, they gave a rather embarrassed smile and moved a bit so I could leave my cabin. Another UWST crew with the same outfit partied around the bonfire not too far away from them. They laughed, cheered, and munched on the same rations. They danced around the fire and sang songs from their homes. Munched on the same rations. I hope you understand what that meant, Supervisor Perlica. Life for my people had changed a lot. Hold on, wait, this is like a letter to Perlica. My grandpapa had lived for over 200 years, and he would tell me stories about Kazdel. The other Talosians might tolerate us more than their ancestors did back in the days when Grandpapa lived on Terra. People no longer feared our arts, and oropathy was no longer the killer it was once. It once was, thanks to the efforts of numerous scientists and surgeons. I have many friends of other races. We all receive the same education. However, thanks to our innate skills in the arts and our powerful build, my people and I either became indispensable forces of labor or soldiers fighting against the Agaloi and the Blight. Things might look fair. Every crewmate and worker munched on the same rations. But my people were left alone to themselves. Every race had fun at the bonfire party. Every race, except for us. Sometimes I think that the way people tolerated the Sarkaz was by forgetting that we are the Sarkaz. Is this a forced construct of equality built on the deliberate exclusion and neglect of the differences that separated our histories, cultures, and languages? The Telosian conditions was a vast improvement over the terrain of the Terran injustice we endured. During Grandpapa's time, my people would treat my words as paranoid ramblings and unrealistic demand of the pampered and unsatiable child. But I must ask the question, who can protect the integrity and values of being a Sarkaz? My people would not earn respect if things go on like this. Instead, we could become a domesticated species serving the interest of others. Of course, I do know about Seska, but I cannot bring myself to fully approve the path they have taken. I chose to become an Enfielder because I believe that Enfield was not such a place. I was overjoyed to win the approval of my fellow Enfielders. I will also remember the time I spent with the song seekers of the circuit as well as the kind words that Marvin Malin lavished me with. But I have my dreams, Administrator and Supervisor Perlica. I have my own vision of the Sarkaz, and so I refuse to become an elite operator. This is not the time yet. So I'm going to assume that we don't know who this character is. It's probably just a random person working in Enfield. Yeah, Sarkaz getting the short end of the stick again. That's true. So for context, Arknights had a lot of racism. They tackled the problem of racism in Arknights of, the Sarkaz being a race that were quote unquote like more unruly. And so they were trying to take back the land, their own land in Arknights as well. And guess this has been pushed into Enfield, but we don't see it in the main story. I'm kind of glad that they touched on to this aspect of the Arknights lore in this weapon lore specifically. I wish we had more. Yeah, that's the Sarkaz. The Sarkaz are the people with the horns. So they're kind of like the demon race of Arknights. Hi, Void. Welcome in. The motherfucking Discord. Yep, there it is. Thank you, Danish. They're not sarcastic people. They're the horned beings. The demon-like beings. So, for example, Levitane is Sarkaz. Who else is a Sarkaz in here? I think it's just Levitane. Yeah, I'm taking a looking at everyone, like all of the little icons here, and I don't really see another Sarkaz. Okay, so I did say I was curious about this weapon. Hold on, let me drink some water. Or more like coffee. Is Zahi another one? Where is she? Let's take a look at her specifically.
Iridium will carve a path for us.
In here. Oh, you're right. Yeah, she's also Sarkaz.
Abandonment.
Anybody with horns.
Am I looking alright?
And no other funny furry ears.
Empty wall.
Who's due for some bad luck this time?
What is fluorite? She's an alligator, right? She's based off gravel? Sorry, not gravel. What's her name again? The healer girl? Gravel's a specialist. Coffee's just flavored water. It's bean soup. She's a lung. Is Zahi a lung? Hold on.
Contemplation.
I actually never looked at her profile. Let's take a look at this. Codename Zahi, gender female, capable of tranquility. She's oropathy positive, so she's infected. Seraphine Zahi is a member of the Cabal? Or is it Cabal? Ace! Ooh ah! Welcome in, thank you for the follow. Since Enfield Industry in the... Okay, I need to know how to pronounce that. Where is she?
O knowledge most ancient, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the codes of malice. I am Zahi, Administrator. May you be enlightened.
So that doesn't really tell me how to pronounce.
Validating data, analyzing syntax.
She has a really nice voice.
Greetings, Administrator.
I feel like the only place you can actually get maybe trust dialogue? It's either chat or trust dialogue. None of the animation, like the skill ones.
The Cabal shares their knowledge
Cabal,
and
there we
faith
go.
with you, Administrator.
The profile has the race? I skipped it. Here.
The Cabal now consists of 3 branches: the Sessionites, the Veritorites, and the Resurgenites. I myself belong to the Sessionites.
The Cabal even has... There's more lore. Okay.
The Resurgenites, scattered across Talos 2, are armed zealots, eager to delve into the ruins of the ancient civilization. The
So it's kind of
Veritorites
like
concern themselves
church?
above all with matters of heart and soul.
Hello!
These
Thank you for the
study
raid,
sculptures,
Ace.
create
Ace,
handwritten
ooh-ah.
copies, and guide
Welcome in,
lost
guys. We're just
souls
going
home.
through some Ark Knights Enfield lore. Let me give you a quick shout out. Is that how I do it? I used to have a like a thing that I can just press. Wait, hold on. Wait, I do have a thing I can just press. Oh, there we go. Easy peasy. I don't know what you guys were doing earlier. And oh, were you guys also playing Enfield Ark Knights? Did you guys go through the entire story? There's like so many aspects of Enfield that we could touch on, like all of the simulations of factory work. Okay, I'm going to assume that you were doing factory. You don't have to tell me though if you don't want to. I'm going to assume that it was factory. I am going through lore. So we're not doing story, we're not doing factory, we're just reading lore because there's so much hidden behind all of the weapons and all of the characters. Leveling up, doing a bit of the main story. Oh, that's the part where I feel like it's the easiest to stream. Because I also understand. I've been like debating whether I should stream factory, but I'm like, I'm just going to confuse myself, and then I'm going to confuse chat, and then we're going to have a headache through the entire stream. I don't understand factory, so force chat to send me their blueprints. I should do that too! Wait, you're giving me such great ideas. Alright guys. The streamer demands blueprints. Please send them to me. If you guys need to raid and run, feel free to do so as well. Did you hear that? Did you guys catch that? Did you write that down, demanding blueprints? It's $500 for a single blueprint. Can I haggle? Can I haggle the price? How about like 300 for all of them? If you want blueprints, I could do that. Yes, please, because do you know that like the moment I entered Wuling and I saw that we had to use water, I kind of my brain just shut down. I was like, I ain't doing this again, because I did find factory really fun in Valley 4. But it's getting to a point where I'm like, yes, I've optimized everything. I feel so good. I feel so good about my factory. To the point where when they introduced a completely new factory, that it's like you can't even transfer things over without, you need manual transferring. That I was like, I ain't doing this again. That's too much. Friend code to send them in through the in-game message. Is that how it works? I uninstalled the game 20 days ago. There's something as I still using my dead account to get good stock prices. Hashtag true Wall Street bro. The stocks must go up. I mean, that's one way to do it. Hello, Zorias. Yeah, welcome in. I think Azu has my friend code as well. Anyways, that was... The voice actor is Elsie Lovelock. That's a really pretty name. Hold on. There was someone at the door. Let me just... BRB. Real quick. Okay, I think it might just be church again. Because I didn't answer the door yesterday. They're like, we'll be back. We'll be back today. Where is it? Where are you guys? Did they bring a hot daughter this time? The thing is, I didn't see a car outside, so I'm going to assume that it's a person walking. But I can't see their faces, so I'm not going to say that they are the church. I'm just going to assume it's the church. Because usually if it's delivery, if it's like a person that actually needs attention, right? They would be driving. There would be some sort of truck outside, but there isn't one. Why don't you Jehovah Witness this? No, they're nice people. They're really nice people. Which is why I don't want to like open the door and turn them down again. The Jehovah's Witness. Where is it? Sarkaz? You're right. Race Sarkaz. Here it is. So she's not a lung. Seraphine Zaihi is a member of the Cabal Tranquility. Since Enfield Industries and the Cabal of Tranquility are jointly carrying out the Originium Information Technology research projects, Abbess Ranta recommended Zaihi to work at the Enfield premises. Zaihi is currently building the Dijiang Proto-Rig network and performing various data engineering tasks, such as a system integration. Calling them the church sounds really ominous somehow. Should just call them the Jehovah's Witnesses. They are the church. They're the church because, like, we only have one here. I opened the door, turned them down politely. I feel less shitty that way. I feel more shitty by turning them down because she's been sending me so much stuff. Like the person who is walking around, the person promoting the church. And she's like, every time I open the door, she's always like, before I even have a chance to answer, she's like, here you go. Here's some, some cool stuff for you. So like, I'm like, I don't want to take it. I don't want to take it. I feel bad. But I also feel bad by turning it down, so. Zaihi seems to be extremely interested in the mechanical construction and sentience module. During our conversation, she repeatedly inquired how my linguistics converter transformed sentient logic signals into digital code interpretable as audio waves outputs by my voice generator. That was very technical. Have a good lurk, dogger. In every occasion, I politely requested her to focus on the ongoing HR interview. Zaihi appeared rather disappointed and expressed her desire to install a duplicate set of my components into her physical body. Her reasons being... This will prevent me from suddenly voicing bursts of esoteric verbiage, and thus avoid incidents of misunderstanding and disturbance. She's weird. I pointed out that Zaihi's human organ, namely her cerebrum, is far more capable of generating expressions more complex and effective than machine-generated language. Miss Zaihi, out of the personal etiquette, gave me a smile in response. Why is she so strange? Besides this minor incident, the general profile of Zaihi matches an individual capable of living together with mechanical constructs. This matches her knowledge and background of the Cabal Tranquility. Her introverted nature, however, differed from other Kabbalists whom we have communicated with. The Cabal, after all, is an organization known throughout the world for their openness, as well as eagerness to link up with others. So she's kind of like, she acts like an android, she speaks like an android, but she's not an android because she's very, she has human organ? Or is it? She has human organs, her cerebrum being one of them. Yeah, this is Ishmael's VA in Korean. We just have to switch up the language. File 1. Visiting operator Zaihi during non-working hours is a process so convoluted that people have regarded it as a form of filter. However, Zaihi herself does not see it that way. The process begins at one's arrival at Dijiang via the TP port next to the central ring. You, the visitor, shall then walk through the lengthy corridors of the living quarters while avoiding the crowd. Make the turn onto the narrow lane, then stop at the unassuming cabin at the right at the very end. The smooth door is almost at the same level with the walls and seems unwilling to accept entry. You might hesitate and think about rumors of the non-existent ghost of Dijiang as you follow the illustrated instructions and depress the third wall panel next to the door. This is the only action that will reveal the dial hidden beneath. It's a hidden room? Your wait is not long, because the actions of visitations have been permitted by the lady of the alcove. She may exhibit a touch of shyness when she opens the door for you. This is in Dijiang. Revelations of the law have predicted your arrival, she said, as she folded her hands before her skirt and bowed slightly. I shall see the object of your desire. The door slowly closes before you, denying you visuals of every action and potentiality taking place within that little alcove. The very same location that many operators have esoterically described as one of the egresses of the assimilated universe. Is it egresses? What is that word? The noise and clamor of Dijiang is only a dozen yards away. You suddenly notice the peculiar tranquility within the narrow corridor. Across immeasurable stretches of time, you, the visitor, is prevented from committing to the flow of verbal exchange. Instead, the collision of stars echo within your ears as teachings and gospels of eons flood your mind. Point towards the nebulous path that yearns to make itself known. I'll point towards the nebulous path that yearns to make itself known. What is happening in this room? I do not understand. Committing to the flow of verbal exchange? So like nobody's talking, but you're suddenly being hit with a flow of information? I'm guessing it's on the walls. Maybe it's something that they're seeing? I am so confused. The door then opens. The gentle sarcasm girl named Seraphine Zaihi shows herself again. She gives onto you a specialized operational asset that you have applied via the Enfield Office Administration System, a brand new handheld terminal. You, the visitor, offer your thanks as you take a quick glance at the alcove interiors. You see a seat showered in the eerie blue of a dozen monitors. There is also a narrow bed for one, blankets neatly folded and moored at its end, and this is all that is contained within one of the egresses of the assimilated universe. We have essentially entered her bedchambers. We have entered her bedroom. And there's just a lot of... I wish we could kind of see exactly what is happening in her bedroom. Egress means exit. So one of the egresses of the assimilated universe, one of the exits of the assimilated universe. Imagine entering a girl's bedroom. And that's like the first thing you think about. The peculiar tranquility of the narrow corridor. So she lives in Dijiang. I guess everybody does. Okay, let's take a look at everyone's weapon. What do you guys expect from a girl's bedroom? Not that. Definitely not that. A few dozen monitors. She's living like... What's that one anime? Lane? She's a Shobits character. Pink colored? A girl's bedroom is pink colored? I actually surprisingly have not seen a lot of pink colored girls' bedrooms. The girliest bedroom I've ever seen was pastel blue. But it was only because the girl was in love with Cinema Roll. So like everything was very light blue. But that was it. A ton of boy band pictures. Okay, yeah, I've seen that. I've definitely seen that. So you're right about the boy band pictures. It's either boy band pictures or a lot of art. Like fan art of something, of a character that they really like. And a lot of plushies. I feel like every girl I know has a hyperfixation. Unless you were going into the room of a normie. But everybody's hyperfixation is always like plastered on the walls of their bedrooms. I'm pretty sure you guys also have something like that as well, right? A K-pop shrine. I've seen character shrines before. I've seen like Yuri on Ice shrines. I've seen... Who was it? I don't remember the other characters. Lane is the one with the old computer. So, okay, so it's not the one with the 1,000 monitors. Never mind. Weed and plants. Weed specifically. And plants. Imagine growing your own weed in the bedroom. You have 0 things on your walls. I took them all down. Like, after I moved, I kind of just took them all down. And then I stopped putting them up. Now, I actually have a few things on the side of the bookshelf that I am in between right now. One of them is... What is this? A whole bunch of vending machines. Pixel art vending machines. And then I have the Starlight Night poster from Zenless Zone Zero, like the actual one in game. And then I have a whole bunch of Checkies from my Kamiyoshi. It's just a wall of Checky. Don't forget the room review thingy. We might actually do that on Sunday, yeah. So I'll put up an announcement. Maybe I'll put it up today, or we can do like a room review. I think it'll be kind of fun. How do I know what it is of if she has it before entering the room? If not, I would expect a normie room baseline. That's kind of like what I want to do, is that when I move, I want my entire place to be like very normie looking, and then like once you enter the bedroom, it's gonna be like stepping into the world of Alice in Wonderland, where it's just gonna be like a whole bunch of my hobbies on a shelf or like on the walls. But it's gonna be aesthetic stuff. It's not gonna be like, you know, just your teenage bedroom look. Like, I want to have things framed. I want to have things displayed properly, right? And not have an entire wall covered, of course, but just have like 1 or 2 things that are just there for the aesthetics to match the look and the interiors of the entire room, rather than, you know, just slapping it on the wall for the sake of having something on the wall. You're squatting in an abandoned factory? Really? Wait, that's gonna be interesting to look at. I have one poster I never put up, which is a scratch off map of the world. I should hang that. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Put it in a place where it's like, it looks nice. The factory must grow. Anyways, we are going to read about this one, the cohesive traction, and let's take a look at it. So when I take a look at Abiwena, I'm like, this girl she looks like a sadist. Like, she looks like she enjoys killing people.
Carve a path for us.
You know, like for the fun of the game, right? For the love of the game. She looks like a killer, which is why I'm kind of interested about her. Did I read this? I feel like I haven't read this yet. Yeah, I haven't read this. So our super sadistic looking 5-star. Hello, Saliathan, welcome in. I hope you also have a great day. Most of my room is storage, so I might take a picture of my painting table. You don't need to, by the way. If like you feel uncomfortable about sharing your stuff, I'm not forcing you guys to. It's only if you want me to take a look at it on stream in front of like, I don't know, 30 people. Then maybe. Thank you for the stretch and hydrate. Because it is a lot of people that you're going to be sharing your photos to. Here it is. Codename Everyone. Okay, it was a massacre, but I also killed myself in it because I was critiquing my own profile first of all before I critiqued everybody else's profile, and mine looked like shit. Like there was no effort put into my own Steam profile. So I set the expectations and the bar really low. But I will expect good things from you know, a room tour. It was shit, yeah. Cottis race? I feel like, have I read this? Sweet as a sugar carrot. Okay, first of all, Abiwana is an own messenger of the Special Logistics module under the Enfield Industry Specialist Tech Division. Sweet as a sugar carrot, but armed with a big lance, this summarizes my evaluation of Abiwana. As she intends to get something done, she would do so with the most honeyed approach and the most merciless of measures. I feel like I've read this, but at the same time, it feels like I haven't. Of course, if Avi's a really cute name. Avi was found out she had indulged in the latter. Why is Marvin Mallon giving her a nickname? Was found out she's indulged in the latter, she would treat it as a lapse in performance. Avi has confessed to us, if to get things done in the wildlands, even the kindest soul must put on the most vicious mask. She does look terrifying. She has exhibited childlike innocence, acted like a mercenary, and negotiated like a professional fraud. We do not know which of these best represents the true profile of Aviwana. Perhaps this might be the reason for her excellent mission performance. They should give us a jacket toggle for her. I heard that Gilberta actually needs a jacket toggle. I need a jacket toggle for Gilberta. Here it is. While serving as a messenger in our Specialist Tech Division, Operator Aviwana could not give a more different vibe than Operator Gilberta. So they're on the opposite sides of the spectrum. We got Gilberta here, who is like super cute and super happy, and like no thoughts in her brain. And then I'm going to assume that like Aviwana is the complete opposite, where she's always like, you have to second guess what she's thinking of. Or what she plans on doing. Everything has a motive. The latter is known throughout Enfield for her uninhibited, I hate that word, uninhibited sweetness and geniality. English has been super hard for me this stream. You're right, the ear twitching is really freaking cute. Aviwana, on the other hand, approaches socializing like a professional and manages relationship accordingly. One has to work with Operator Aviwana for extended periods of time before noticing her peculiar quirks. For example, despite being extremely loquacious. Okay, I feel like I haven't read this before because I'm struggling with so many words here. During small gatherings or in private, everyone who recalled the exchanges would realize that they hardly got any truth from Aviwana, especially about herself. Nevertheless, people tend to find themselves spilling their beans with Aviwana as she proved to be an excellent listener. She is always capable of asking friendly questions, leading on discussions along the direction she has planned, and concluding dialogues at just the perfect moments. Someone wrote this just to spite me. You're right. How do you even pronounce these words? Loquacious? It's loquacious, isn't it? And geniality? Geniality. Aviwana personally explains such skills with her background. She was born to a huge cottage family living in the free city of Alacaret. I've read this, but I didn't struggle with these words the first time. Why? What happened? So she lives in the free city of Alacaret. I remember this. I just didn't remember much about her. And like, she lives in like a village of other rabbits. She's got an air of mystery. So all we gotta know is that she's kind of like an information broker. Yeah, I'm becoming more and more ESL as I stream. Like the further I am into the streaming thing that I'm doing, the more I struggle with English. This sucks, man. Why? What's going on? Okay. Let's finally take a look at this. Cohesive traction, a classical product of Raytheon's customizable manufacturing process. The weapon is based on a standard military lance and features a diverse suite of special functions and customizable aesthetic components. I guess it is kind of aesthetic, right? This kind of looks like a sun. But like when I take a look at this weapon, I think of, you know, I think of it being a killer, like a killer's weapon. It looks like this would move like a chainsaw, but who knows? Anfield! Hello, Kosek! Welcome in. Did you get your coffee yet? Otherwise, it's food for fuel. I have. Okay, hold on. Let me drink more of it. Arubatorian. Do you remember what Raytheon is? Because that sounds really familiar to me, but like I have lost all lore. Like my lore brain is not here right now. Because Raytheon does sound very familiar. I was thinking why they added a shuriken here. Military contractor. Hold on. Ark Knights. Here it is. Ark Knights on Terra. Oh, it's the military base in Colombia, in the USA of Ark Knights. So they just supply weapons. They're an arms supplier. They're an arms manufacturer in OG Ark Knights. Okay, I'm remembering. I need to bring you guys back up. The biggest arms manufacturer in Ark Knights. But totally just thought it was blades. Now we're learning. Now we know. Oops. Is there a place on the Discord to share our UIDs? Feel free to just place it in... There is a thread in Ark Knights. Sorry, an Enfield on the Discord. I don't think there's one specific place. I think people have just been shoving their UIDs in there. You want more weapons to read? There's more? There's quite a lot in here already. But I'm always happy to read more. That's roughly what they are in real life. My dad worked in the IR systems that went into vehicles, among other things. Raytheon is a weapons company that Jessica's father owns and works for. Oh! That's why. Anyways, here it is. A military contractor. The city has many families. No one knew which one of these families was the most friendly and harmonious, but everybody agreed that the Webbers were the antithesis of peace. Rarely has there been a family with so many children and so many feuds. Only one Weber should be present in the area of 64 square clicks. If more Webers were present, the unfortunate land would soon witness violence and bloodshed. Is it like in the gene or something? That they're just stone-hard killers? Just last month, the eldest of the Weber children received a letter on the battlefield. After butchering the enemy who stood before him, he found his officer and applied for 1 month of leave and embarked on a journey home. He crossed the woodlands and found his young brother, who was about to bury the axe into the elder Weber's head, when the latter suddenly reads the contents. When the latter suddenly reads the contents of the letter. The younger Weber tossed the axe, packed a few things, and joined his brother on a long journey. So they kill each other in the family as well. They just really enjoy killing. Okay. Their sister was already waiting on a boat moored at the riverbank. The Weber boys were wary of the massive oar she wielded. Last time they were careless and woke up 3 days later. What is this? What kind of family is this? Time was running out, but they still had a lengthy journey ahead. The three siblings faced a vast desert. When they were lost among the dunes of ever-changing shapes, a convoy arrived on time. The driver of the lead vehicle lowered the window and revealed a face they all despised and hated beyond all measure. Uncle Weber, who lived miles away but never failed to show up and gloat at the family whenever they met difficulties. "Hop on, brats!" Uncle Weber offered a ride to the young Webers and ignored how they rolled their eyes. The other vehicles in the convoy honked and rushed them along. The frustrated cacophony undoubtedly had a great number of Webers as well. The convoy started off at once and left ephemeral trails upon the sands. They drove all through the night and day before finally arriving at the final stop. The lake was at the peak water level, swollen by a storm that threw great waves crashing at its banks. Thankfully, the riches of their aunts owned a strong, majestic ship capable of accommodating every single Weber. I am so confused as to what the hell is happening right now. Are they like going on Noah's Ark or something? Why are they... Did they mention why they were going on a journey? A letter. It's because of a letter that they were going on a journey, but they never really told us what was in the letter. What did it say? Why is the entire family going on a journey together? Aunt Weber, the captain, proudly strolled the rolling decks as the ship tore through the storm and rode the waves, giving snorts of disdain to every Weber who failed to keep their stomach juices in, and grunts of contempt to the discolored Webers who held onto the rails for dear life. The tempest accompanied them through the journey, and all the Webers arrived at their homeland safely. Everyone was shocked to see the Webers charging across the main avenue for the biggest hospital in town. What is this story? This feels like a One Piece arc. There were so many of them that they covered the entire length of the road. Did they just bring their entire family? Like all of their aunts and the uncles and the cousins and the siblings all onto this giant ship? Aboard the ship on a journey? They landed and they all ran towards the hospital. Okay, let's keep going. And the Webers finally gathered at the ward and surrounded a baby girl still in her wrappings. The infant weakly opened her eyes and looked at everyone present before closing them forever, untouched and untainted by the mundane affairs of the mortal world. Thank you for agreeing to seeing her one last time, the youngest of the Weber girls said softly as she cuddled the child, whose body grew colder and colder. That took a really dark turn, guys. So it's not... This is really interesting to see just because it's like... At first, it feels like the Weber family hates each other, and that's why they're always killing each other. But at the end of the day, they were just to see another Weber child die. They were to visit them before their death. Like every single family member boarded the ship, go on a journey to see the Weber child take their last breath. That is... What an interesting story. I didn't expect that. We're in an ad break now. I'll take a small break from reading. Who is a Weber even? Do we have any... Have we met any Webers in the game? Noah's Ark, if it sunk. If that ship sunk, the entire Weber family would have died. It would have just died off. I don't think we actually know any Webers. Hold on, let me Google Weber family Arknights. So there's actually a few Weber NPCs in OG Arknights. Or at least there's one. So if anyone has read the ending of A Grand Overture, we do meet a member of the Weber family. Place of birth, Londinium, Victoria. And she served Vina, who is the ruler of Victoria. Wait, is she ruler now? Yeah, Diane Weber, so she's a lady. It would be a horrible day for the satellite system. The satellite system? How many red weapons do you have? What are these? I actually have... Yeah, I got 2 of Never Rest. I have another one of these. I should raise the potential because now I have like double. There were a few 10 pulls where I got like two red weapons in a row. So, okay, hold on. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11. 11? 11 red weapons. And half of them aren't even used. I'm just trying to get the character weapons. Anyways. Is ad break over? She's the lady that tried to never mind. I don't remember her much. I did read the grand whatever of Overture. Which is Vina's story, right? It was Vina's story. I don't remember. You didn't have your ad break yet? Alright, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go. Should we like go over all of the red weapons? I was taking a look at this one. And the reason why I stopped pulling on Levitane's weapon is I feel like this one kind of matches her as well. Because it's combustion corrosion. And if you were to look at... Let's take a look at Levitate.
Originium would carve
Like
a
here she
paragraph.
is.
I hate fools who like to micromanage.
Like the colors match her
Maybe you're not
dress.
one of them.
Right? It's like pink purple. It's also got a little gem in the middle. Where is it? No, it's not a gem. I lied, it's not a gem. But the color scheme matches. The next gen lightweight personal defense solution released by Raytheon Industries. So this is another weapon from the arms manufacturer of Terra. I fumbled the joke about James Webb telescope because I forgot specifics. If only I knew the context. I actually don't know who James Webber... James Webber? Is he like from... Is that the Webber Dictionary? That's different, right? This sword has a special alloy blade and proved quite popular amongst certain quote-unquote professionals. Very pretty. Very pretty weapon. Merriam-Webster. So, okay, it wasn't Webber, it was Webster. I would also flip the joke. If I ever made one. Here it is. I keep looking at the weapon. I really like the triangles. The sword would fit Neferith. Do you think we'll ever be able to get Neferith as a operator? Are your glasses broken? Are they not working? No, they're working. It's a toggle now. So, Mookie, if you hover over the redeem, or if you click on the redeem, it says it's a toggle, and it will either turn it on or off. So it's no longer a 10-minute thing. I probably should raise the price of it. gonna be 800 now. So no. You're never going to remove them. It's gonna be 800. Someone will remove them. Someone will. Maybe I'll add the times back. The wait times back. I just haven't done it yet. There we go. Here it is. A glasses hater. See, I can't be wearing glasses all the time. Jennings, about time you picked up the phone. Listen, this is a corporate war. No, it's a political witch hunt. They learned about our discovery. They know how this would change the world. Those blighted buggers got their eyes on the research project. They're looking for us. Looking all over the world for us. I'll make those buggers regret their choice. I won't forget those blasted faces. I spent years working on this thing. No, not Raytheon. They won't protect us. We're dead meat once they hand our tech over. No, I won't let them have it. Never. Look, I'm heading over to your place right now. Nutty got us a car. We must find the band. I got friends outside who'll pick us up. Who? Those warmongers, that's who. I know you don't like them, but at least the muscleheads are more reliable than the corpo scum pulling the strings for the glassy penthouses. Choice. There is no other choice. Our tech is going to upset the entire setup. They want to keep their monopoly and they'll regret their choices. But we must stay alive, Jennings. We gotta keep ourselves breathing to enjoy the future. Jennings? Hey? You there? Can you hear me? Jennings? Boop, boop, boop. The man saw his own reflection in the windowpane. He had not slept for days, and his eyes resembled lifeless orbs sinking into a dark mire. For a split second, he failed to recognize the ghastly image of himself. Blasted blightery! Is he okay? Is this like another crazy moment? Like, was he... Anyways, that is a story of this weapon. I'm still... Okay, so it was like a Raytheon discovery, a weapon discovery that they found that would have changed the world. And he thinks that people are after him, that people are going to steal the technology. Anyways, moving on. Chivalric Virtues is this one. And this, oh my god, this looks like... This looks like, what's his face from Ark Knights? What's his name? Executor. It's the same color scheme. One of the arts units developed by Miesco Industries, the weapon features special D64 steel chassis and a suite of customizable modules. Doesn't it? Right? It's like white, red, blue? Its appearance reminds people of fireworks displays of night mages in the past. It looks like a thing from Destiny. I've never played Destiny. Perhaps? Here it is. It's for... This is a medic weapon. It provides HP treatment. The legendary spokesman, Malkiowicz, did not leave us a legacy of boredom, dullness, and ascetic suffering. No, we Telesians have more than our fair share of suffering and pain. We have to deal with the blight, the blasted Angeloi, in an unforgiving and hostile world. This is why we need something indispensable for every community and civilization. We need excitement. And the little Jebekin was right. We successfully preserved a few forms of entertainment from the old Terra. We got books, movies, cards, and video games. But why am I so passionate about this particular form of entertainment? And why do I keep harping all day about the renaissance of the majors? Alright, settle down, and enough with the rumors. I am no Terranist. I'm definitely not a returnist. And Talos is my sole focus. Do you think I'm doing all of this because I miss Casimir's? Oh, it's a Casimir's weapon. Oh, okay, that makes sense. With the knights. Okay, so Casimir's is the family of the unicorns. Unicorns? Horses. Pegasus? With Blemmy Shine and Neural. My old man doesn't leave me a photo of that distant place where I was born. It's the place with the gladiators fighting each other. Nay, my friends, I am man of the moment. I care about now, and that is why I spend my life's fortune to build this underground arena at my hometown. They do, nay, or more like nigh, the Uma family. People, we are no longer in the spotless and elegant boulevards of old Terra. We're on an alien world, a new land, a wild land. Literature, movies, bleh. This nonsense makes our youth soft and shackle them to their cozy little bunks all day. Can you expect bookish nerds to haul carts of the Orgium ore at the UWST factory? Will you feel safe if the Order of Steel Oath garrison their fortresses and fight the Angloy with skinny lads wearing thick spectacles? He hates the nerds. Think about the time when our youths fought in the majors. Remember how they encouraged us to forge ever more powerful weapons and warriors, and how they forced us to perfect our way of wielding the arts. A sport that venerates our martial traditions is exactly what we need to fight and beat these unforgiving worlds to the ground. In other words, and this is for your ears alone, the TGCC and the military are definitely going to back us up for this great endeavor. Nay, we are not breeding barbarians or brainless muscleheads. The major is indeed a spartial sport, but its aim is to hone our physical and mental strengths. Isn't that the epitome of the knightly virtues? Ethics? Yes, it might be necessary, but we also need to make money first. Rake in the creds, and we'll talk about ethics later. This sounds like a very hard to get along with dude. Very conservative. Muscle heads. No brains, only brawn. It's really ironic when you know what the majors really is. Let me think on that for a second. Hold on. So the majors, essentially, in Casimir's was basically like a big gladiator ring where fighters come to, like, not really essentially kill each other, but like there is a competition. It's a fighting competition. And there's like a hallway where people display, you know, like the people in the big leagues, right? It's kind of like a big sport. That's what it is. It's like esports. But fighting. Hello, Scampy Doo. The majors, yeah, you're right. It's marketing, and they have sponsorships, and it's sponsored by every single big company in OG Ark Knights, and they do it for the money. I guess that's probably why at the end of the story they do mention the creds, right? Where is it? They mentioned the creds here. Now, since this pot of creds came from our family, it's only fitting that we name the arena after our family. And that's not all. When the majors become the most important event in this world, the entire league will bear our name. Yeah, very Corpa. Very, very Corpa. That's a really interesting weapon. White Knight Nova. I really, you know what, guys? If you guys ever get into Ark Knights, by the way, like OG Ark Knights, I do recommend the Casimir stories. It's probably one of my favorite ones. And the characters in there are super cool. And you get to learn about all of the Pegasus... I was about to call them Pegasisters. The Pegasus sisters. The horses. One of the weapons from the furnaces of Fort Forchfane. What, really? I never really expected that to come out of Fort Forchfane. I expected like red-white weapons. The grip was constructed using a special rod drawing process to enhance force stamping and grip. The blade itself was forged with a rare mineral quarried from the wildlands. It's kind of pretty. It's like a blue version of Enman's weapon. I'm so hungry, I can eat a Pegasus. Here it is. This seems like a weapon for a cryo operator, but like we don't really have an operator that matches the aesthetic of this weapon yet, right? I'm not feeling this weapon look, dog. It's just a giant icicle. It is a giant icicle. Thank you for the stretch of the hydrate, Boogie. Last right. This is a regular sword, isn't it? Wait, doesn't Last Right use a great sword? Like a big weapon? Because this is a regular sword. Hold on. I don't have Last Right, so I have no idea. Please. Details. I don't think I can get her here. No, I have no idea. So I don't think it's Last Rites. Even though the colors match.
The battlefield.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, because she's got her like big ice thingy here. Another big ice stick.
I must master this power.
And this one is it's a great sword. It's a great sword for sure. Whereas the other weapon that we just saw was a regular sword. So she can't even equip it. Click the recommended ones for her. Okay, hold on.
The battle.
I can't. There's no button. There's no button for it. It usually would be right here. I kind of wish that they gave us the ability to access the recommended weapons. I am going to assume that you want me to click on it because this weapon is not her best in slot.
The battlefield.
You're on mobile, so you don't know where it is on PC. Yeah, it's usually down here. But because this is a preview, I don't think they're going to show us. The Last Right Sword Light version. It's in the switch weapons screen for us. Yeah, me too. So like essentially where it's going to be is right...
The flying Miss Messenger got a special letter for you.
Wait, hold on. Oh, never mind. Oh, switch weapons. Because I don't have Last Right, I can't access the screen at all. Unless... Wait, hold on. Can I still do it? Did I miss it?
The battlefield.
Yeah, because I can't switch weapons. Because she's not mine. She's not mine.
I must master this power.
What a big shame. I would love to see recommended weapons for operators we don't have. I hope they add that one day. She began to think why she was selected for this mission. It was because of her mastery of the cryogenic arts and adaptation to the ice fields, but more importantly, it was her wildlands pathfinding skills. I'm gonna move myself out of the way. I just realized I'm covering all of the words. Here we go. Alright, we are here now. She's good for Arclight, the Umer operator. The problem is, though, is that Arclight also has her own weapon. She has the Hanabit circuit weapon. The one that matches her a little bit more. She could read the stars in the night sky and use them as guiding beacons. The Order of Steel Oaths was only founded barely a year ago. She was the best candidate for a scout and someone capable of re-establishing a link between the severed civilizations. She understood her mission and set off with the hard drive. The hard drive contained all the data that the Order of Steel Oath collected over the year about the North, their enemies, and their allies. The fearless souls once stepped out of the group and assembled in a separate formation. They recited their steel hard oaths and left civilization to head into the North, back into the devastated fields of war. June. Thank you for the 15 months of subscription. Thank you for the 15 months of support. Hi, it's been a while. Anyways, they used themselves as lures to divert Angloid offensive. That was where I was on, right? Yeah. They used themselves as lures to divert Angloid offensives, and many people treated their departure as a sign of the impending disintegration of civilization. The pessimists believed that once civilization began mobilizing people to sacrifice themselves, it would inevitably continue to check certain groups, people for the grinder. These self-sacrificing individuals, whom we now call the Oath Keepers, were aware of this. Hence, they must reconnect the civilizations. The information earned with their lives must become a navigational star to light the way ahead. And now this small nascent star rested in the courier's backpack. She panted heavily with every step through the cold air and snow. Okay, from that, we kind of got a good idea of what this person is. Where is she going? Where is she headed to? Is she on a mission? Blood coursed down her arms and dripped all over the ground. Oh, she's injured. Her left arm and left leg were almost completely shattered. She felt every white, hot jolt of pain as bits of bone grated against the soft tissue. Her wounds were inflicted by a new Angloid that was never catalogued. The courier thought about the gates of the fort. Perhaps the abomination was created as a siege weapon. Random thoughts surged through her mind. When the Oath Keepers first marched north, they encountered an uncatalogued Angloid nearly every day. It would seem that they were beset by an interrogator more than eager to showcase his repertoire of torture devices. Angloid designed to kill and massacre with ever-increasing efficacy started to appear through the battlefield. Defeating this host would be costly. It would require uncountable lives hell-bent on a relentless march. This sounds terrible. I feel bad for her. What's going on? What is going on there in the north? Is everybody just dying? Defeating the host. That's right. The courier suddenly remembered that she was still alive. She, not the Anglos, was the victor of that battle. She was the one that froze the long, heavy, and rampaging agglomeration of the rock and shattered it to pieces. Its fragments glittered in the sunlight like the stars themselves. That is one way to look at a dead Angloid. Like, if I had like this monster that's about to kill me and it would give me trauma, I wouldn't look at the dead body of my enemy and be like, yeah, it looks like stars. This looks like stars. The stars in the sky. Other thoughts began to surface. The stars can guide my way. Mom and Dad taught me that they could guide travelers in the wildlands. No, we are the stars themselves. I must tell them that we stood our ground in the far north, where it is colder than death. And they will hear this. Ba Lil the angel. Welcome in. Balil the angel. There we go. I got it. Ignite the embers of hope. More of her blood flowed and seeped into the permafrost. But where is the star? Is it in my hands? Where am I? I cannot see. The night looms before my eyes. But why? Why won't any of the stars glitter for me? It's because the old stars have faded away, but the new stars have yet to be born. She tried to raise her hands as high as she could. Her arts caused the ice to sprout from the blood-soaked earth beneath her, creeped up her body, smother her face, course across the length of her arm, and reach skywards. Its tip was directed towards safety. Go higher, and higher still. Be the nova that points the way. Her final thought was crystallized. All that left was the nascent star, wholly forged of frigid ice. She would not know that after many weeks, other couriers followed her guide and reached further south. Their journey ended at the end of the permafrost. More followed, singers of the painful Hannas, travelers who need to cross the fields of war. The little nova was handed to many people. In its final destination, the great vessel named Dijiang used it to light the northern skies. What? So she was like, I can't find my North Star. I don't know where I'm going. And then she kind of just died. And then now she became the star for other people. She became the person that she wanted, that she couldn't find. That's a very bittersweet story. This one would make me cry. See, these are such great stories that we're never going to get in the main story. Please. Please. We need more of it. Alright, here we got Valiant. Is this also... I wonder if this is tied to Casimir's as well. Let's find out. No, it's a mid-tier... Never mind, it's not. A mid-tier product of Miyazuko Industries. Its lance is rare, yet highly sought after, thanks to vintage designs that make it resemble a ballista bolt, as well as its effective field performance. So, have you guys noticed something interesting? Is that, like, some of these weapons kind of look like instruments? Like Finishing Call, for instance. This looks like a guitar. It's based off a guitar, isn't it? Like, is Miyazuko Industries just making a whole bunch of instrument-type weapons or something? Yeah, they're hiding such good stories from us. Like, what is this one? Another, yeah, it's also Miyazuko Industries. Wait, this is a collaborative project pursued by the arms company and the Knight's major expert Cromwell. Wait, hold on. So this one is tied to Casimir's. Let's go over here. Let's read about this one. Valiant. It's kind of hilarious hearing this game talk about actual US military defense companies and figureheads. Like, wait, actual ones? The thing with Arknights is that there's actually, like, the world building is so advanced to the point where they have lore on companies, like actual businesses and families. Raytheon and James Weber, for example, are they examples? Like, are they referencing real life people? Is that what it is? I did not know that. I'm very, like, uncultured. Real life uncultured. It's funny how both AK stories are locked behind rating. It is, yeah. It is. You're you're 100% correct. Here it is. Basic info. They made the Terran France extinct. Is that Gaul? The Kingdom of Gaul? Genealogy. Oh, okay. Genealogy. Okay, I do acknowledge the value of these virtues. In fact, I'm willing to commit any complete support for such values, but you must understand, sir. Actual value must be quantifiable. But what does the audience like better? Courage or valor? Generosity or mercy? Have a good look, Chigs. We don't need just an arbitrator when we already have the most reliable judge of our products. The market itself. Sir, a man of your years and experience should have seen the great upheavals when the index fingers fluctuated and the lines leaped up and down the charts. Oh, and you and your grandfather actually visited the old Terran General Chambers of Commerce? Wonderful! Truly wonderful childhood memories. I'll just skip the things you already know. You should be well aware that everything we see is a result of our efforts in quantifying virtues into actual value that we can trade with. Of course, commerce is a field of knowledge exclusive to humanity. Oh, and I got something about that. Forget about the rancorous criticisms of our top economists and financial experts. I don't care if we're living in a sphere, on top of a pyramid, or a pillar. Thank you for this stretch in the hydrate, Merc. Makes no difference to us as long as the people live here are human. We never left ourselves. What I meant was that living at a new place didn't suddenly give us a new mind. Those who want to keep moving describe this place as untamed and filled with dangers, but I see a land untouched and filled with potential. I can't emphasize enough about the immensity of the profits we can reap by investing in this project. The Virtue Series equipment is but the smallest step in our greatest strategy, and I am not the only one who recognizes this opportunity. You'd be wise to keep that in mind. Mr. Darium, before they fill the entire place up with people and start putting price tags on all sorts of virtues, I promise every cent you invest via this contract will grant you incalculable wealth in the future. Oh, that's right. Just sign right there. I knew I saw a keen-eyed investor who saw exactly where the killing can be made. Hold on. Gotta take a call. Yes? Good. Have him wait in the VIP lounge. And that should wrap things up. Don't let me keep you here, sir. This is... They're just making a sale. This is a salesman. Who the heck is Mr. Darium? Is this Miezco Industries? Is this a salesman from Miezco Industries? Probably. It probably is. A very busy guy. Status Kiva, hello, welcome in. So at the end of the day, it looks like Enfield, Arknight's Enfield, is all about the companies as well. Like Raytheon, Miezco. What about this one? What was this one again? Also Miezco. It seems like the main weapons manufacturer in Enfield is Miezco. And it's competing with like... Okay, Fort Fane is really just for the north, unless there's no competition, and all of these companies are like situated in different places all over Talos. So they're not, their market is different. They're all manufacturing weapons, but like they're selling it to different people. Here it is, finishing call. This is what I wanted to read. Where is it? Where are you? our base weapon, our guitar. And it's really interesting too because all of the Mezco weapons have the logo on it. Wait, do the Raytheon ones have them as well? Do the Witching Hour ones have them as well? Hold on. I actually don't think... Wait, hold on. I see something there. I see something there, but I'm not sure. Wait, this has Raytheon on it. Is this Raytheon? No, this is Raytheon. So Raytheon has the logo on it. Miezco also has the logo. I'm going to assume that the Witching Hour ones, these ones don't. What was another one? This one? This is also from the Witching Hour. Yeah, I don't really see it. I don't see it at all. Wait, what? How did I get to this screen? View weapon skills. I didn't even know this. I never looked at this before. Oh, that's so interesting. Weapons with this skill? Cool. Near Light Story has my favorite line. Are you saying that we don't stand a chance against just 7 of you? No, 3 of us will suffice. That is like that is aura farming. That's aura farming right there. That's kind of like equivalent. I would say it's equivalent to that one free rin scene with her and Aura. All right. Here we go. No, that's the wrong button. We're going to details. We're going to here. Yeah, the convoluted UI. Hey, we have... Yeah, this is Casimir's story. We have the Black Knight, which was a character in NPC in the Near Light story. They were in Near Light, right? They were in Near Light. The Black Knight's imposing stature and awesome technique let her defeat other contenders without Originium arts. Her? I always thought the Black Knight was a dude. Her attacks might look like powerful swings performed without much thought. Right, was it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Right, the Black Knight was in the Near Light story. And I remember the Black Knight being like a dude-looking character. Like a male character. But we couldn't tell because they were in the Black Knight's Decan Breaker. Oh my god, okay, never mind. That's different. I was thinking about like the guy cladded in black armor that Blemishine had to face. Okay, I'm getting things confused. Okay, Decan Breaker is definitely a woman. Degen Breaker, sorry. Is what I like to call her. Her attacks might look like powerful swings performed without much thought, but every strike was aimed at her opponent's weakness. The Black Knights always had an advantage in a frontal confrontation. Yeah, I'm probably thinking about the Knights Mora guy. I think that's what it is. The dude in like full armor. The Black Knights always had an advantage in the frontal confrontation due to her superior footwork and balance. Several had claimed that this greatsword was not the Black Knight's favored weapon. I can't imagine Decan Breaker wielding this weapon. I imagine her wielding a regular sword, not like a greatsword. There are tales of her defeating over 1,000 enemy soldiers with her dual sword breaking at Kurag. Those tales would prove my hypotheses. The Blood Knight was... Okay, was it the Blood Knight that I was thinking? Who the heck is the Blood Knight? Hold on. I may just be confusing myself. The Blood Knight was even stronger. The Blood Knight's red. And his tactics were widely studied. Unlike the Black Knight, who preferred besting her opponents with a single deadly strike, the Blood Knight wielded Originium arts to his advantage and manipulated his opponents to attack at a place and time that he desired. He was literally a one-man army who dominated the field. The last boss of Nearlight was the Blood Knight. I'm probably thinking about the Knights more, dude. I probably am. As for the battle records of the Radiant Knight, words alone won't suffice. There was no question about her impeccable technique. But everyone knew she owed her success not to the battle itself. So the Radiant Knight, they're talking about Neural. Anyone armed with such levels of conviction could step onto the field with different weapons and tactics and become like the Radiant Knight herself. Of course, such levels of faith and belief could be impossible to learn. Yeah, Neural, let's go! This knight. Wait. He's a knight, right? When and where did they make this recording? No, I'm not sure. I can't recall this one at all. The video is choppy, and it showed all sorts of enemies, but the knight is strong. I don't know why I have a feeling that his true battlefield should be in the oceans? Just look behind him. His stance and poise makes my heart swell with excitement. When compared to his arts, his raw power and fury was a symphony of waves. Yes! The song! What have I been doing all this time? The truth, the links... Oh dear, it's so bright. I'm thirsty. So thirsty. I need... That's it? That's where it ended. I know it's incomplete, but he suddenly passed out when he reached this line. Is this draft really okay? The man did pass out halfway through his work, you know. You're overthinking things. This is our mission. Put his hand back on the table and let's get out of here. Is he dead? Was this a transcript? Slay Ocean Maxing. F in chat. F in chat for the guy who died of thirst. That reminds me, I should drink water. Everybody, hydrate now. Have a good lurk, Ashura. Ah. Alright. And that was finishing call. I was wondering if these had any relationship and correlation with one another, but no, not really. This one, finishing call, had a lot of references to OG Ark Knights. This one didn't. Valiant. This one was about a sale. Freedom of proselytize. We'll do one more. Let's do one more. Okay, how about you guys? You guys pick one more weapon to go through. Is there like any weapon specifically that looks really interesting to you? Like the Fin Chaser 3.0? This is just a fishing rod, isn't it? But it also looks like an instrument? No, not really. Flagship product of the Outdoor Explorer series of North March Support Hub. Okay, so that's another company. I don't think we actually went through any of the North March Support Hub. Rigged outdoor design approaches and portability made to one of the top recommendations by many explorers and hobby anglers. It kind of looks like a shark as well. It's like a shark rod? Can you see the lore and weapons you don't have from the archive? I don't know. I kind of hope we can, because I don't plan on getting all of the weapons. I'm guessing it's going to be under Nexus files. Nope. Findings? Intel gathering? Not this one. Audio records? I actually thought that you could probably get into the like the weapon archives in here. Database. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Never mind. I don't think we can. See, in here, it doesn't give us the lore stories either. There's no... Yeah, we can't access the lore stories. The only place you can access the lore stories are through the the inventory UI. Why isn't it in here? It should be in here, right? It makes sense for the lore stories to be inside the weapon files. But they're not. They're actually hidden. All of them are hidden. Why? Why? Why would they do this to us? What? So, okay, if the weapons have lore as well, I was wondering if, like, any of the other... If the gear have lore. I don't think they do. No, they don't. This button's missing. What about these ones? Nope. Nope. So it's only weapons. Yeah, they just... Huh? What? Yeah, please put it in the survey. Please have them add it into the weapon files, because this is actually just... It's hidden knowledge. It's hidden lore. I think the gear should have lore as well. Because they all look really interesting. Like, these ones... Some of these look really freaking interesting. All the red ones as well. Armored MSGR jacket. Yeah, there is a survey that just came out. Get your free 300 or a barrel. Or more like, it's not really free because you have to work for it. You have to fill out the form, but still. Okay. Where are we? Yeah, maybe we'll go through this one. The fishing rod. Fin Chaser 3.0. Oh, if there's a 3.0, does that mean that there is a Fin Chaser 2.0? Is there a Fin Chaser 1.0? Ah. Basic info. How to pronounce that name? Kale? Quail? Kale. I'm going to assume his name is Kale. I'm the boss, Kale. Your brother finally caught the kingfin of the seas. Look, does it shine like you remembered? Back when our Lothar was still around, we caught every fin of the oceans. Our luck ended on that one stormy night. Little Bertha was the first to spot it from his position atop the mast. It was just as the legend says, a great fin wholly clad in shining golden scales. I thought this was the only catch we need to plant our names on the Telosian history of great anglers. I ignored the advice of your good brother's lynx and steered Lothar right into the storm. Okay, so Lothar is a ship name. Is the name of a ship? Of a boat? Ugh, I'll tell you the truth. I regret everything I did that day. I was a stubborn old fool. The golden fin wrecked our Lothar and got little Bertha on a wheelchair. Lynx never talked to me again. But I refuse to admit defeat. I am Spencer, the prime angler. I refuse to let anyone catch the golden kingfin and make my crew a joke. Its golden sheen was the only thing I saw whenever I closed my eyes. This reminds me of, like... What's her name from the Pequod squad? The Pequod crew of Olympus Company. I just need to kill the pallid whale. Hello, me potent you. Welcome in. But you were okay. Catch the shiny megafin and I will win back everything I lost. But you're the only one who believed me, you empty-headed, blight-brained idiot. Why would you trust an old bastard like me? Why did he take out the TGCC bank loan and get me a new ship? You should have followed the others and quit. You wasted the 2 best years of your life and joined my mad chase for the ephemeral golden shimmers. We almost caught it during that stormy night, but you paid for my insanity with your life. You probably wouldn't know what happened afterwards. Big gassy Talos damned me with survival and never went out to the sea again. Until last week, that is. The thunders woke me from my dreams, and I saw the familiar golden glow shimmering through the gaps in my door. I opened it, and I saw the kingfin in my fin bowl. But how? The little flipper was just a common tropical rainbow your sister-in-law brought from an aquarium. I asked an ex-wooster to give it a test. Turned out, it's just a common tropical rainbow. The legendary golden shimmers are just mutated fatty tissue, given off when the fat gets illuminated by lightning. The poor guy. Oh my god. So what can I say, Kale? Your brother finally caught the fin, but it was the bait, and I was the fin. A fin swimming in the sea of nothingness, baited by the lure called obsession. Oh man. Oh man. Didn't someone lose? He's writing a letter to Kale. Sorry, not to Kale. To who is this? So what can I say, Kale? To Kale. Yeah, to Kale, and Kale lost his life over a mutated goldfish. Blind obsession. That's what it is. It's blind obsession. Oh boy. Alesh, would you say he is your favorite? I actually didn't read anything about his profile. I don't know anything about him, other than the fact that he is an angler.
Originium will carve a path for us.
What a beautiful day. Whoop, whoop.
He's really funny. He's a raccoon. I don't think we ever... I've never seen a raccoon type character. A trash bandit. Yeah, all that for a fish. Someone is permanently in a wheelchair now. He lost his boat. Someone died. Kale died. And then his family won't talk to him again. Codename Alesh. Gender male. Authentication United Worker Syndicates of Talos 2. Date of birth September 1. Race Anity. Is that what the raccoon is? I got distracted because I realized that this man has a fish earring. Wait, that's really cute. That's really cute. It was just shimmering. You guys see that? That's really cute. Hello, Sujal. Welcome in. Yeah. Look at his fluffy ass tail. Oh, he's got like fish bait here as well. Is that fish bait? What is that? It looks like fish. It's hanging off his body. And here's another fish logo. He's part of the UWST. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at his profile. Let's finish it. Oropathy positive, so he's infected, based on medical examination reports. This is one of the criticisms I have on the oropathy positive operators, is that you don't see oropathy on their bodies at all. So I wonder what happened. Like, did they cure the symptoms of oropathy? But they still carry it. Because we all know that people with oropathy have crystals on their body. There are plenty of things we can learn by studying Operator Alesh's Originium arts. He probably used the arts to create a fin-like construct from memory, or a figment of his imagination. The fin is unlikely to be an entity summoned from another dangerous or unknown dimension, I guess. So he's like, I'm just gonna manifest this fish and it's gonna come to life. What a great power. What a cool skill. Perlica mentions it can now be heavily suppressed, but the girl in the Valley Force story has crystals on her. Oh. You're right, she did. She did have crystals on her. I remember that. What is oropathy? So in the world of Ark Knights, one of the biggest pain points pain points is a strange way to describe it, but like one of the problems of the world is that originium is like one of the main forms of energy. It's like fuel. It's like fossil fuels that they use. They can use it for anything. They use it for like manufacturing weapons. They use it for power. They use it for everything. But when it explodes, when it dies, when the crystals explode, they release this powder-like substance that gets into the lungs of people and it infects them. So it's like a parasitic crystal that takes over people's bodies until they die. Yeah, it's like the black lung of Enfield. It's not parasitic, sorry. It's just, yeah, it's like tar. And then once it gets into your body, the crystals start forming on your skin or in other parts of your body until it completely takes over. Like it keeps growing in your body until you just become the crystal yourself. So that's what Oripathy is. But in Enfield, in Ark next Enfield, they found a way to suppress Oripathy so that it doesn't keep growing until it takes over your body. But it's still there. There's even more lore about it. If you guys have the lore compendium, if anybody has decided to look into it, there was like, it's really cool as well because there's a whole section in the book about crystal formation, about originium crystal formation, and like how it creates the powder when it dies. Like active originium, yeah. Active originium doesn't cause direct infection. It's like only when it kind of explodes. The lore compendium is amazing. It is! I haven't gotten through a lot of it yet. I'm only like... I got through a few pages and I'm like, this is really cool. I just need to sit down on my own time, like have a break, a vacation or something, and just read the entire book. Yeah, that explains the factory exactly. That's why, like, there's originium everything. That's why there's a factory. Operator Elesh is currently an angler and a fin vendor. He is now working at the Enfield Industries following the recommendations of our UWST liaison, Siegel. After evaluations, we believe that the operator is capable of serving as a... Is that how I pronounce the word liaison? Or a covert ops agent in the frontiers. Does Edmund have effectively a cancer attack? Yes. Yes, they do. With crystallization and whatnot. Is it ad break right now? Okay, hold on. Because it's an ad break. Wait, hold on. Let me take a small break. Let me go pee. Okay, I'll be back. We can do a bit more lore discussions after I'm back. All right, I am back. Where are you guys? Where'd you guys go? There we go. Can chat add Ark in Enfield? Yeah, of course. Where? Wait, hold on. Where's my... Can I just click on this? I was hoping that I can just click on my UID and it would like... There we go. And it would copy it for me. But that's my UID. Anyways. Let us keep going. So, okay. Recap. He's in the UWST. He was recommended by a person named Seagull to join. Different server. I am on the NA server. I am on NA. When Operator Alesh arrived at Enfield, he placed a fresh fin of unknown species on my desk. That is a way to join a company. Never do that, by the way. You would fail an interview. Like, imagine you're trying to get hired at a company, and then they're like, all right, we're going to schedule your appointment, your interview for like Tuesday in the afternoon. And then on Tuesday, you come in with like a raw fish in your hand and you slap it on the table. Don't do that. Have a good lurk, Kosek. Enjoy your lunch. Okay, here it is. It smelled of the sea and exhibited a bright sheen. When Alesh realized that I do not require any dietary proteins, he immediately offered to perform taxidermy on the cat and mount it on the wall to commemorate our meeting. That is also not a way to pass an interview. Don't do that. After a moment of silence, I transferred the fin to the Chief Logistics Office, completed his onboarding process, and signed a regional liaison agreement, as well as a covert operations agreement. He summarized his understanding of his duties with this line: angling, but not for the roast. Preliminary observations: Alesh exhibits adequate adaptability to our work environment, seems incredibly at ease with himself, and displays no other obvious anomalous quirks. Professional stability and performance will require further observations. I have 3 files on this guy. His trust levels have been going up, 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 up. I've been gifting him a lot, even though I don't use him, because I'm like, I need to spend my gifts on someone. And he's kind of like one of the easiest people to level up trust for. He's a hobo fisherman. He is, and it kind of matches his race too, being a raccoon of some sort. Let's go. That's like coming for an interview for a cybersecurity position by hacking the website first. It seems kind of bally when you think about it. Actually, that's actually one of the best. I think that's pretty cool. If I was a boss of a company, if I was a CEO of a company, and someone hacked into my company and was like, "Can you please hire me?" I'd be like, "Yeah, you know what? Sure, why not?" If like it seems like you know the ways around security and network, so I will hire you in for like a networking cybersecurity position. Hello, people. I'm the new candidate consultant for angling strategies and instructor for hobby angling. How does this guy sound like? I probably can't do his accent.
Excuse me, is this where we sign up for the job? Nice meeting you.
I really
Name's
can't.
Alesh. I like to read, and I can do angling with my eyes closed. Happy to be on board.
I mean, one of his eyes is already closed. What happened, I wonder?
Here, boss. Got something nice for you. The shop got this 50% discount if you buy another. A great steal.
It's probably a fish that he's talking about. Wait, topic strange fin. Fish.
So you're curious about that strange fin I caught? Now that's a long story. I grew up fighting, not reading. Couldn't even say original arts properly when I was a young punk. When I just lost my eye and was feeling all dazzled and confused, I sensed something sneaking around in my blind spot. It got really annoying when I was angling, so I cast my bait real hard and boom!
And boom!
You know what happened next? Old man told me I got a talent for the arts. I don't know if it's a curse.
He just found out one day that he's really good at Fishing. Huh. I am the new candidate consultant for angling strategies and instructor for hobby angling. Never heard of it? Yeah. I think some boss man probably misread my resume and decided to hire me. Maybe he sneezed and got me approved. I'm just an angler and a fin seller, you know? It's usually possible that your Enfield system got too many loopholes, since a freezer can get treated as a frontline combat hardware. Anyway, I got in. What? What is he referring to? A freezer that is frontline combat hardware? A freezer. Does someone use a freezer? Is he talking about an operator? Okay, since no one is shooing me away, I'll try to share my true knowledge. It's not going to be engineering or tactics. I'm talking about angling. Don't underestimate angling. It's outdoor meditation for true anglers. Those who don't know anything call it old boy's excuse to be lazy. I'll tell you about angling with the Enfield lingo. It's a miniaturization of a tactical operation. You've got a bait, a hook, deception, and patience. So who ends up slipping? Who gets hooked? Who becomes bait? And who enjoys deep fried fins on the shore? It's all about luck and vision. Now, let's take a look at two basic terms: float angling, and bottom angling. Are we taking notes? We're learning how to fish now. What is float angling? It's just scattering the bait in the water and looking at your float. You may think you caught something when the float moves a little, but when you lift your rod with excitement, you realize that the fin never bit, and it is in fact laughing and blowing bubbles at you. Some fins just take 2 bites and swim away, and some don't even like the bait. They just snag the line a bit and take you for a fool. It's like a turf battle. The bandit gives a funny look and you think he's about to make a move, but turns out he only remembers that he forgets about the spices for the fin soup. Angling is not about mysterious techniques. It's all about snapping your rod after 20 missed pulls. Seems pretty funny. One of the main stories have you fighting hacked vending machines and shit. Wait, when did that happen? Wait, what? So, what is bottom angling? You dig a hole for yourself, and then sink a bait, and then nothing happens. The fin just ignore what you did. Maybe they'll roll their eyes before moving on. I used to know a gang advisor who was an expert in bottom angling. He always says, "Stop moving, son. They'll fear you more if you stay still." So, Senor Advisor would spend all day on his second-hand rocking chair when they break our legs out there, and then he would squint his eyes and go, "Look, the enemy has taken the bait. Take the friggin' bait. I hope the old bastard shits rocks and dies. I was the friggin' bait." That's one way to put it. Got a little carried away. Anyway, angling is a great sport. Just start angling if you want to know how fun it is. In my humble opinion, it is far healthier than just sitting here looking into the cold, dark space. So your question is, why am I even here? Decent canteen food and no one's clocking my naps. Pretty nice place, actually. Alesha's contribution to the hobby sharing get-together. I mean, that's not a bad deal. How did he get hired? It's funny because he's been asking that question too. He's like, I don't know how I got hired. And for me too, I'm sitting here like, how did he get hired? Why did he get hired? Is it because of his ability to manifest fish from his brain? Document Alesha's daily routine. Okay. So someone just recorded his daily routine like a freaking stalker. Who wrote this? Himself? 6 a.m. Wakes up. That is really early. Prepares angling gear and bait. Sharpens the hooks while mumbling to himself, "Gotta really hook these fins today." Is that him every day? That's hilarious. 6:30, sets off. Throws some fin bones to the cloud beast strays in the streets. To the cats. Okay. 6:45 to 9:15 morning angling time. Finds a place where the water flow is slower. Waits patiently for the fins. 9:15 to 10. So he just like sits there for like 3 hours waiting for fish? Anyways, wraps up the angling gear, checks his catch, inspects the conditions of the caught fins. Special catches are set aside for other uses. Have a good lurk, Tyler. Then from 10 to 12, fin stall morning shift. Fins are arranged neatly in a specific number of rows and directions. These details matter a lot. I'm curious, like, is he hired into the UWST just to sell fish and to fish? Is that all he does in a day? Like, he doesn't do anything else in the UWST. Is he even contributing to the UWST? Or is this like a free day vacation or something? Because it doesn't look like it. It's called Alesh's daily routine. So he's just doing his like regular hobby. He didn't need to get hired. Maybe he is a fish supplier, but that's his own business. He is an operator, that's true. But it's like, why do they need him? Do they need a fisher, an angler? He's not doing any fighting on his daily time, on his like daily life. He's just fishing. He's fishing and he's selling fish. From 12 to 1, it's lunchtime. Roasted fin over fire, eats while glancing at his handy term. And he's not even using the UWST canteen. Even though he said that, you know, the canteen was a great part of being on this job. He's just eating his own fish, his own catch. From 1 to, what is this? I can't read time. 3? From 1 to 3, takes a nap or a walk. Sometimes goes off to the wharf to review his angling skills or sits on the bench to talk to strangers on proper angling spots. Jabbers on and on while making the fins restless in the water. He's wasting precious company time. What is going on? From 3 to 5:30. Fin stall afternoon shift. Continues selling fins while observing the passerbys for any familiar faces that shouldn't be showing up. From 5:45 to 7:45, night angling at deeper waters. Final push during sunset specifically targets great fins that tend to be cautious and alert. These specimens are most active during sunset. This is also the time when enemies are most likely to make their mistakes. So, okay, I kind of see. Okay, I see why they hire him. Okay, it's not the night angling. It's the part where I kind of just skipped over. The part where he continues to sell fins while observing passerbys for any familiar faces. So he's kind of like a spy. He's providing intel. He's out there to look at people. He's to observe and analyze people. Because if we take a look at here, from 8 to 9 p.m. dinner time, organizes his catch for the day, records the angling results and daily quote-unquote fintel he gathered from all that talking. So he talks to people in order to gather intelligence, in order to get information from people, and he sells fish so that he can like look and observe and analyze people. It makes sense now, guys. It makes sense. This is why they hired him. From 9 to 10, rest time, relaxes on the balcony and gazes at the stars with his only eye. Occasionally gets reminded of those eventful nights, the turf wars, were distant memories. He used to be in a gang. That's right, he used to be in a gang. Yet they also felt like undercurrents that could suddenly snag him when he angles. I need to know about this gang that he was in. Wait, this is what we call lore, guys. He was in a gang before he became an angler, and then because he was an angler, he got hired by the UWST. At 10 p.m., prepares the bait, checks his angler gear. Who will be the fin for tomorrow? I'm going to assume that this line here, this at 10, he actually becomes... He does his actual UWST job. Not to say that, you know, in the morning he doesn't, but that's like gathering intelligence, and at the end of the day, he's like, I'm about to kill people. This is his gang life. At 10 p.m., he's like, all right, let me bring out gang member Alesh. Anecdotes from Alesh. The new liaison arrived at the secret locale at the corner of the wharf for the first time. The owner of the fish of the fin stall lied motionless on a bench with a book on his face. The fins being sold has been laid out in a specific arrangement. Gray fins face north. Oh! Red Cupras were paired. Tucked away at the corner was a strangely patterned white fin. The liaison blinked as he worked his mind to recall the fin code he memorized. That's the— oh my god, guys! Okay, so remember when it says, I thought he just had OCD or something. Where he's like, all of the fish has to be placed in a proper way, right? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Selling fish. The part where I can't find it anymore, but oh, here it is. Fins are arranged neatly in a specific number of rows and directions. They were coded messages. This is literally spy shit, man. And I was just like, oh, I thought he just, you know, had some sort of like organization issue. Like maybe he's just like really, he has his OCD. But no, this was still like, this was a code. It was a code. That's pretty cool. The liaison blinked as he worked his mind to recall the fin code he memorized. Struggle as he could, he failed to read the intel. Just as he was about to call the headquarters, the stall owner tossed him a fin with bits of crushed ice. "No great fins today," he said. "Settle your nutritional needs with this one." The liaison was stunned for 2 seconds before he accepted the fin and nodded in gratitude. He walked for around 30 yards before turning around and looked at the stall again. The owner laid on his bench as though the transaction had never taken place. Report of the day, situation normal, intel is accurate and pretty reliable. This is really cool. Okay. I never knew this about this guy. So there's like multiple spies. The other owner of the stall and the other fisher person was also a spy, and they're just communicating. File number 3. The popper tactic was first proposed by Operator Alesh. His theoretical basis was based on poppers, a type of lures often used by hobby anglers. According to Alesh's extremely detailed yet verifiable explanations, the popper is a fake, buoyant fin. Poppers are meant to dance, glimmer, wag their tails, annoy, and finally piss off the foul-tempered big fins to the point that they burst out of the deep. Simply put, poppers do this. Don't want to move? Whatever. Watch me pollute your turf, play dead, nab your stuff till you come out and beat me. And then you'll realize that I got a co-star on stage with me. So, the popper tactic. So he's not talking about fish now, even though it seems like he's talking about fish. He's not actually talking about fish. He's talking about bait in the form of, like, in the battlefield, in the war of intelligence. How do you bait your enemies? That's what he's talking about. What? I need to explain what happened recently. Oh, that was just a basic covert ops job. Convoy need to get through Route 17, but the LBs loved the place. The bandits seized cargo, kidnapped people, and even took over radio stations. Late-night traffic radio literally became a stinking cesspit of crude brakeh. I was about to go fix my rod, you know, and I got the mission notification. And when I read the words basic covert operations, I suddenly got overwhelmed by the work procrastination. Anyway, before I left for the job, I took a look at the map and mumbled, "Ugh, let's try the popper." Of course, nobody knew what I was talking about. Convoy probably thought it was some sort of new weapon, and they agreed without thinking. The naivety is astonishing. I mumbled something to myself, and people went along. Alesh is the type of guy that like plays dumb and he pretends to be stupid when he's actually really smart. That's just his whole look, his entire angling personality, or his angler position is just the front for like his geniosity, whatever he has in his brain. Anyways, it was something really simple. We dumped 2 trucks by the road and dressed them up like they're broke down, along with a few crates of firearms. Don't get too excited. The crates were filled with bricks. We even sprayed Class 1 hazard on the crates to make it look real, you know? This is his real fishing job. He's fishing out his enemies. And then we played an SOS recording with a trembling voice. Shit is for real, man. More real than that empty rod in my previous angling run. And the first breaker mob came as expected. They paced around the setup like a beast lured in by the fresh fins and got all hungry and excited. One of them wanted a piece of the free takeaway. It wasn't even over. I tweaked the SOS radio louder, and the second mob arrived. The first group of boys got really pissed. They went from, I want a bite, to, you're not getting a bite. These blightheads didn't even bother to greet and went straight to an all-out war at each other, just like wild, rabid cloud beasts scrapping for a fin. So the crew hid behind the slopes and enjoyed the breaker show. We even commented on their fighting styles while snacking on dried fin roasts. Man, it was really buggy as hell. I remember hustling a harbor punk when I was a kid, and I still fight better than these dudes. When the battle winded down, we swooped in like professional crime scene photo takers, take some pictures, and clean up the entire place. They just killed themselves. They didn't even have to fight. They were just like, here's some bait, and then people started fighting each other over freaking fish. Over fish. Until everyone's dead. Take some pictures, clean up the entire place, the dead, the disabled, and maybe dead or disabled. Anyways, the breaker war didn't leave many who could talk. So the entire convoy got through. Some trucker even told me, bro, that was some masterful covert ops. I said, thank you. My OG plan was to look at the skies all day. Didn't expect an entire school of Finns to show up. The biggest takeaway from this was me verifying a principle. Everything is like angling. Make things up along the way and Finprovise. Finprovise! Way better than making detailed plans, in my opinion. You're just like, yeah, let me just wing it. Just random bullshit go. And then somehow he's able to make it work. That is really cool. Wait, he's got... Okay, wait, I've never seen these before. I never bothered reading any of this. Battlefield tactics. Alesh is always planning something. Sometimes it's angling, other times it's pulling up the finning nets. Hobbies. Mr. Alesh usually naps with a book on his face, and he changes the book once every week. You guys think he's actually reading? Fish angling may look like a peaceful sport, but it's actually a wrestling match against monstrous waves. Hold on. He's just really good at covert ops and spy shit, but he's mainly an angler, is what you're saying. I want to read his book. Like, what are you reading, bro? What's in there? Operator guide. Okay, we did his last time. It was really cool because on his ult, he summons a giant fish. A big fin. Alesh is probably one of the cooler operators. I'm not gonna call him the coolest, but he's pretty goddamn cool. I need to unlock everyone else's files because there are some characters where I go, they're kind of cool, but they don't really stand out to me too much. But I think it's probably because my first impression of Alesh was not what I expected of him. See, like, he seems like an idiot. Like, look at him.
What a beautiful day.
At first I'm like, oh, he's kind of cool. Like, he's like a cute type of character, right?
For a Sonic King.
But no, he's like Mr. Super Smart, Super Spy. That's why he is. Alright, anyways. I think I'm going to end stream here because it is my lunchtime. Why the hell am I so goddamn big? Wait, what happened? Wait, what? Was it always like this? Was it always this big? Was I... Huh? For a while now. Wait, what? I never noticed this. Oops. My bad. After the ad break, I probably pressed a button on my numpad. I think that's what happened. You thought I meant for it to be... No, I didn't. Half my head was cut off as well. I was very zoomed in. Okay, anyways, goodbye guys. Thanks for joining me today. That was a fun read. Got to learn a lot about the characters, and not just the weapons, but like the characters themselves too. I think Alesha's story might be one of my favorites. If only we got to see more of that in the main stories. If only we get like character side stories. But I guess I understand it is kind of hard because you have to animate everything. I understand why everything is locked inside the archives. It kind of makes sense. Okay, goodbye everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Wait, hold on. Should we raid? Let's go raid someone. Because we didn't raid anybody for like the past 2 streams. Hello? We couldn't find any... What do you mean you can't find anything? Let's go right into another Enfield streamer. Their name is Nbooty. They are a bear? Question mark. Okay. Enjoy the next stream, guys. It will be also Enfield. Goodbye. Everybody take care of yourselves, and perhaps I will see you guys tomorrow for karaoke. Yeah, tomorrow's a karaoke stream for some singing. All right, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.